move forward because you're embarrassed by something that's happened to you. So, welcome back to Reawaken Your Light. I am Elise A. Wiggins, and on this channel, we support moms and caregivers experiencing burnout. And I try to come live every Monday for Make It Happen Mondays, where I discuss some personal things I'm experiencing, topics from my book, and sometimes questions that people ask me in my regular everyday conversation. So on Wednesdays, I'm going to be discussing just specifically workplace situations. So we call that Workplace Wednesdays. That's on LinkedIn, and that's where we support moms and caregivers in the workplace. But in my last video, and I did my last video last Tuesday, I had just come back and I wasn't able to shoot a live video last week, Monday, but I wanted to be able to keep my commitment, not just to you all, but to myself. How can I tell you to do something that I'm not doing? So I went live on Tuesday. And the topic was, are you the one in your family that took a different path? And in that video, I discussed 3 strategies that I use as someone who took a different path than the rest of my family. And I'll share them here again with you. And the first one was, people are going to talk, so do it anyway. The second one was, you're going to be embarrassed. You're going to make mistakes. Live anyway. And then the last one was like, have some sense of self-discipline and stop seeking external validation. So even, when my team and I went back through the video again, we discussed it. And what we realized was that not everyone has that self-discipline. So going back to step 2 was the embarrassed and the making mistakes. And they felt that I needed to expand more upon that. So that's what today's video is. Today's video is actually what happens after you make a mistake. Like, what should you do? So delving right into it. I want to say that I realize, like, a lot of people get embarrassed when they set out to do something and it doesn't yield the results that they expected. So for example, maybe you put out an album or a book, or you did something and it wasn't as well received as you thought it would be. So it seems like it's a failure. It seems like it didn't work out. And now you're afraid to do something again. You're afraid to try. I have to tell you, I say this all the time, I must fail every single day. And I think that, we miss the beauty of failure in the sense that, it gives you a chance to learn something that you didn't know before. But if you didn't take the step, if you didn't take the chance, the opportunity, you would not have failed. You wouldn't know any better because you didn't even try. So I always like to think, when things don't go the way I expect it, I always say to myself, well, at least you tried. Now try something different or try a different method. So I will say the first thing is acknowledge the fact that you try. Like, identify, even though you didn't get the outcome that you were expecting, that you tried, right? And then if you're embarrassed by like a mistake that you made, you have to know that you have to grow from it. You can't, if there's really anything that you could get from a mistake or being embarrassed by a situation, you should be able to grow from it. Whatever it is, you have to figure it out. So for example, I know that this is something that I battle with. I felt like I kept repeating the same mistakes, the same patterns over and over again. And specifically with me, it was like either in like money management or relationship. And we'll get into that in a whole different video. But I had to actually have, at that time, was a mentor to me, but who had just came into my life to identify some things with me. Like, well, why does this keep happening to you? And it happened because I kept doing the same thing unconsciously. A lot of times we do things unconsciously. Like, we think we're doing something different, but we're really not. We're just doing the same thing in a different way. Again, if that's something you want to know more about on unconsciously making the same mistakes, comment below so we could delve into it. But going back to what I'm saying is, a lot of times it feels as if, oh, this is it, I can't go on anymore because I made this mistake, because I did this thing. I'm coming on here to tell you today, make it happen Monday. Start over again. Nobody could throw shade on you. If someone does, oh well, own up to it. Last week someone threw something that was kind of embarrassing to me in my face, like, oh well, you did this or this happened, and I was like, you're absolutely right, it did, and it's over now. Like, it's not happening today. Like, who I was yesterday is not who I am today. Like, I feel like there's so much purpose in life that we have in each of us, that if we allow everything that we find unfortunate, embarrassing, or it to be a mistake to stop us from the work that we're supposed to do, things will never happen, right? Back to make it happen Monday. So I want you, as you're watching this, comment below and let me know. Are you sitting around allowing the things that have come to embarrass you, harm you, harass you, tell you you're a failure, or you made this mistake, or you'll never get better, because you keep unconsciously making that mistake? Now, if this is something you definitely want to explore more, this week I am hosting Freedom Fridays. Now, Freedom Fridays, you don't have to be a mom, you don't have to be a caregiver, but we would like for you to come in the right spirit, in the right mindset. The reason that I say this is because a lot of times people come on to the forums and it's almost if they want to be confrontational. They want to fight for what they believe in, and that's okay. But this is not a platform where we're confronting people and we just want to tell you a bit. No, no, no. This is a space where you say, I hear what you're saying. And even though I might not understand it or I don't respect you, I hear what you're saying. Because a lot of times people just need to get things out. And once they do fully, without being confronted with, this is how I feel and I thought and I think, and then a lot of times people can be healed. I'm hosting that this Friday at 11. I'll leave the link below. It's called Freedom Friday. Also, too, this week, I will be hosting the book club and brunch from moms and caregivers at the Inglewood Library. The last time it was a success. As a matter of fact, I'm seated around the clothes that were donated to help moms and caregivers get back to work. So thank you for everyone who supports my non-for-profit communities promoting reading, where we support, again, moms and caregivers who want to go back to school. It's anywhere from a training career program, ESL, GED, to college. So if you're a mom and caregiver and you're going back to school and or work, we have some clothes and accessories that were donated to you. We're going to be hosting, again, the book club and brunch this Saturday at Inglewood Library at 1:30, from 1:30 to 3:30. You can register. I'll leave the link below. Bring your children, get some support from older women. These are the women from the Inglewood Seniors Group. They've actually partnered with us. Starbucks of Inglewood is actually partnered with us too. It's just an amazing experience to have generations come together to support each other's. Like, so much has changed from, back in the 60s when we hear the stories from the women from the seniors group into what's going on now. A lot of stuff has changed and a lot has remained the same. But overall, I believe what's been missing in our community is the support, and is the support specifically of the older generation who can help us and guide us. So if you're in the area, please come out. We'll feed you, we'll support you, we will love on you and your children. The last thing I want to say is, going back to being embarrassed, I believe you have to turn your embarrassing moments into your testimony. Don't allow somebody to shame or shade you for the mistakes you made, for the things that you wouldn't want everyone to know, but here we are. I think that that's your chance to turn it around. I know I'm grateful that I was able to change my pain into my purpose, my embarrassment into my education. So I pray that this video blesses you. If you stay on this long, if you need somebody to work with you one-on-one, I do have some extra slots. I am taking only on a couple of people on, because I'm working on so many different projects. Grateful. this semester, this upcoming school year. But if you feel like you need that one-on-one support, like the group thing is good, but you just need somebody to talk to one-on-one, um, leave me a comment, let me know, reach out to me, and we'll figure out how to get you the help that you need. So this is Elise A. Wiggins. You know what I always say, don't wait for a leader, become one, guys.